Greetings, diners, and welcome to another Fireside chat here on the Doomstead Diner. I'm slightly less inebriated than last night, so hopefully this chat will come out a little more comprehensible. No guarantees there, though, of course. For tonight's fire, in the middle is a double-decker job, which, if you look closely at the top layer, is tinged yellow. This is from the beeswax I used to make this candle. Also in there is some bacon fat, some olive oil, and some scrap paraffin from unburned prior candles. In this way, you constantly recycle and reuse your candles, so there is never any waste. It took me a bit of time to figure this out and get my blends right for good burning, but now I never have any unburned wax, paraffin, oil, or fat around. It all eventually does get burned. Today's big collapse news was the massacre at a club in Thousand Oaks, California, instead of Texas for a change. The shooter was apparently an ex-Marine who served killing people in Afghanistan and apparently decided he should continue this job here in the fascist states of America. Armchair psychologists have diagnosed him with PTSD, also known as post-traumatic stress disorder, a convenient DSM-5 label for people who have gone psycho after being exposed for too long to violence and death in a war situation. It does appear likely he was in this category of psychos, but it remains unclear what other motivations there were to set him off to pull the trigger. One thing you can pretty well guarantee these days is that we will get more of these all the time, because overall the society is collapsing and creating ever more unstable individuals. By giving them diagnostic appellations like PTSD, it provides a satisfying explanation for most people. But the truth of the matter is, these folks were driven nuts by their role in the industrial killing machine of capitalism. It happens over and over again, but you never will hear about this connection in the MSM. It's always the shooter. He was crazy. Not that he was immersed in a crazy society and simply couldn't handle it anymore. So today, we have a bunch of dead fascist states of America college students instead of dead Afghanis. This business isn't going to be stopped by any gun control legislation. And even if you could magically pull all the guns from the population at large, the psychos would still find a way to vent their rage. With pipe bombs, anthrax in letters, cyanide in apple juice containers, or just driving their cars onto crowded sidewalks. If you want to kill people along with killing yourself at the same time, there's always a way to do it. Automatic weapons do make this easier, of course, but it's gonna happen whether they are available or not. So what can you and I, potential victims of such a massacre, do here to prevent becoming another dead person early on in the collapse milieu? A few simple rules will help here. Stay out of crowded places, for one thing. Where do most people get killed in such an exercise? Nightclubs and college campuses, that's where. After that, an investment in a Kevlar vest wouldn't be a bad idea at this point. Also, carrying around smoke bombs and pepper spray, not a bad idea either, and for the most part, legal. You'll never achieve a 100% guarantee you won't be a victim of this type of violence, but you can limit your vulnerability somewhat. Meanwhile, the government is reorganizing itself here in the FSOA as the Demodopes took control of the House of Reprehensibles, and there have been threats and counter-threats between them and the executive branch, aka these days known as Donald Dietrich Trumpovetsky, broadcasting his turds every morning on Twitch. Will he fire Robert Mueller now that he has got rid of Jeff Sessions, another complete asshole himself? Who the fuck knows, and who the fuck cares at this point? Our government, such as it is, has become a complete clusterfuck as we march further down the collapsed highway. This is not going to improve either anywhere in the foreseeable future, so you better get used to it. You might want to lay in a good supply of opiates also. And that's all the doom. This time until next time, here on the Doomstead Diner.